I was wishing I could remember an arrangement of a song that I couldn't, of the 23rd Psalm, and I finally realized that some of my music's still out on Reverb Nation. So that's got all the arrangements and the lyrics were there,
Huh.
the whole thing. So now I just have to do guitar transcriptions, transposing, rewrite it
Tra-
for a guitar,
transcribe. Yeah.
transcribe. Now it just needs to be that. There are several songs there. So now I'm thinking my next, besides individual goals like getting my F to be solid all the time, now I'm thinking the my next thing is to put together a EP of 5 different songs.
Good goal.
That's my next goal, and so that will be getting five clean recordings of the songs. Uh, the current definition of EP is 3 to 6 songs, less than 25 minutes
Excuse me. Yes.
total. Less than 25 minutes total. And so that's what I'm thinking is first out of the box, that's probably plenty. And then getting clean copies of each song,
Uh-huh.
play it all the way through, no errors, record it properly, record it properly in a proper environment. I don't think I want to spend a bunch of money, and so I'm probably just going to self-record,
Yeah.
da da da, and then we'll have to think about photographs and artwork.
My
But
last CD, the last 5 songs I did from Garage Band, the superhero song, the vocals and the the vocals and the drum tracks were done at a recording studio by a student who was learning, but then I uploaded the guitar lead and the bass lead. So you can do all of it at home in your studio. You just got to make sure you have a quiet, uh,
yes,
including
I'm
air con-
isolated enough. Yeah,
including air conditioner, the heater, whatever background noises. But the GarageBand is wonderful, wonderful tool.
because I only want acoustic guitar and vocals, then that simplifies it somewhat. So
Oh yeah.
I'm not wanting to do anything else. I'm just wanting to do because I can do the whole orchestration without me playing. The whole point to this is me playing.
Good.
If you see what I mean. The songs I had on Reverb Nation were with horns and drums and full accompaniment. But the whole idea here is just unplugged.
So
So
when you get ready to do it, you need a tempo that you can play to, and then record your guitar, and then record your vocals. Do them separate. That way you can mix them and edit them easier. But if your tempo is something your drum machine that you have to listen to, you don't have to record it into the song, but have it as a listening device to keep you
I understand. Put it
on
in your
track.
ear.
Yeah.
I understand. It's first is get the songs. So we have a new song this week, and then what I'm thinking is I'll pick up some of the songs from the Reverb Nation ones and read and transcribe them for guitar. So this week I'm going to hit share screen. I tried to concentrate on only doing one song this week. I think that that's plenty of pace. In other words, practice more. I know it's small so I can fit the whole. The problem is it puts this little bar at the bottom,
Oh, I see.
and if I scroll it, then it won't scroll back. Well, maybe the bar will disappear if I do page up and page down. So that's a smidge bigger,
Smidge.
a smidge. So this is Please Don't Spoil Me in G. I was trying to get my chair moved around where I could put my foot on the leg of the chair and elevate the guitar. responded to what I said. Depths of insight she gave me. Poured out my heart upon the bed. Please don't spoil me. I don't deserve it. She said gently, please don't spoil me. Just do what you want to, without regard for me. She is her own worst judge. Every case convicted without a plea. If she could see herself in my eye, she'd have no need to tell me. Please don't spoil me. I don't deserve it. She said gently, please don't spoil me. Just do what you want to, without regard for me. Sonya. Thank you. In our hearts we carry the past and every harm we have endured. We need to embrace that healing power to live with joy assured. Please don't spoil me. I don't deserve it. She said gently, please don't spoil me. Just do what you want to, without regard for me. Sonya. Nice. Please don't spoil me. I don't deserve it. She said gently, please don't spoil me. Just do what you want to, without regard for me. The outro.
It's I like it. It reminds me of a song, which is what great songs are, is when they remind you of another song. So that's good.
Yay. What does it remind you of?
It's the please don't. It's that like
Oh, yes.
what is that?
Please don't spoil me.
I think
YouTube
it's a
gave me no flags on it, so I'm proud of them again.
yeah. They flag me for my own stuff all the time. I'm like, it's mine.
Yes, yes. Because they say, well, we've heard of that chord sequence. Did you hear that thing where the guys took a MIDI and a computer and generated every possible melody for the first 35 notes or whatever, recorded it onto a 3 terabyte hard drive and filed it with the Copyright Office
What?
in order to say, look,
These are
here's
this is
every combination. So in the future, no one should be able to claim
wow.
that they had it first, right? But
Huh.
some of the stuff that the courts are allowing in now is just silliness, which is anyway. So I'm happy with this one. It wasn't as well received at Jam as the other one, but I think it's because it's more introspective. Like when I tried to toss the solo to one of the guys, he said, "Sorry, I was listening to the lyrics, and so I'm not ready for the solo."
I love this
I was
group
listening
you're
to the
in.
song, so I can't do the solo. Thanks.
That's great. That's like I'm not listening to you right now.
No, I'm listening to you too hard to do the solo.
I like it. It's good.
So and that one's a nice big, but because I'm doing these in jam format where it's verse, chorus, solo, then they're all going to be about 4 minutes long.
It's good because that's about as much time that radio is playing songs at.
It's good and plenty, and I think once you hear it a couple of times, that "Please don't spoil me, I don't the long held out lyrics on the chorus are catchy. You can sing along if you see after you hear it a few times.
Yes, the hook is good.
Please don't spoil me. Now, I did put the melody notes up there in the top. Well, it's actually the beginning of that verse, which is so that you can remember how to sing the first line. Because at jams, when I'm listening to song after song after song, and then I come to this blank, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know what the first line is. And so I'm trying to put those melody notes up at the top, like
That's
um,
good.
here, so that you can pluck them. And actually, it makes a nice intro if you do the full thing that way. If you see what I mean. But also, on the ones where I've written out the whole melody, that actually could be the solo as well. So if people are not sure to. So what I did this week, both Tuesday and Thursday, is I just played through the new songs and
Yes.
did those for the first 3 until I can get them just stuck in my head.
And remember to allow yourself to breathe.
Breathe, breathe.
Breathe. Breathe.
There are breathing spots in these songs, though.
Breathing.
This one's love to make you smile. And I'm trying not to speed them up. I know it doesn't show. When the worst things, when the worst things fill your day, nothing seems to go your way. You know I'll be with you, love to make you smile. When the world just treats you bad, everything just makes you mad. You know I'll be with you, love to make you smile. Sonya. Thank you. Sonya. Thank you. When the world just treats you bad, everything just makes you mad. You know I'll be with you, love to make you smile, love to make you smile.
Do it again. Just do the hook.
Love to make you smile, love to make you smile.
There you go. Takes a minute. Something has got my throat.
Yeah, I'm
Allergies are
sorry, you need to go get a drink?
I got a drink. It's just
Okay.
tickle, tickle.
I'll wait. I had that earlier where I was just kind of having little coughs right along. Got some dust in something. Oh, I'll go over the other new one, but I'm going to touch on the Lord's Prayer in D minor. This is the one where I wrote it, but I still can't play it. What we were working on here was we were doing it in all bar chords. So what I did is I went up at the top and wrote in as an alternate that D minor is bar 5, A minor. Oh, and this was my big epiphany, which may have been obvious to you, but if the note is on the E string, if the note is on the E string, or if the note is on the D string, so if the note is on the A string, and you play an A, and you bar it and play an A shape, then that's the chord for that note. If the note's on the E string, if you bar it and play the E shape, then that's the chord for that note.
Good
If it's
job.
on the A string, you bar it and play the A shape, because that's where the A comes from. Then that's the chord. Now, and the minors work the same way. So if it's on the A string, in this case, I'm trying to play a the D bar 5 A minor. So A goes to B, C, D. So D's on the fifth. So if I play an A minor shape, I get D minor. So because D's on the A string, if I play the A shape, I get D major. If I play the A minor shape, I get D minor.
Nice.
On the E string, by the same token, on the E string, this is F, G, A. So that would be, if I played an A, it's A on the E string. So if I played an E shape, if I play an E shape, I get an A major, which we knew already because G major was here and A major's there. But that's why, because the E string playing an E shape. And the same thing, if I play the E minor shape, I get the A minor. So that's
Good
the
job.
easy mnemonic, is whatever shape you're playing. And I suspect the same is true for E7 shape. So if you were barring E and then playing an E7 shape, then you would get the seventh chord for whatever's on the E as well.
Yep.
So, okay, so what I did here was I said, okay, the D minor's right there at bar 5, A minor. And I knew those shapes, but I wasn't recognizing that that's what they were and why. Was the
Formulas.
epiphany part.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. This was the hard one. Was the F is a C shape, bar 5 C shape. And the reason for that is the C shape is bar 0. So if you go 1 minus the F, you're looking for the F on the 2nd fret, obviously, because the C is on the 2nd fret there. So it's that one's a hard one to remember, but hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Coming from the F back to the D minor is going to be really easy there because you're going from an A minor you're going from a C back to an A minor shape. So easy to move one finger. The E diminished, I was playing a shortcut up here, which actually sounds better, but that same shortcut on the 6th fret. So it doesn't sound as good on a bar chord, but it is the E diminished, those first 3 strings. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Forgive us our trespasses. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Bounce it.
Lead us. What?
I said, now bounce it. Did it.
I know. I gotta learn to play it. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. From evil. I got the chord wrong. Oh, for thine is the kingdom forever and ever. Forever and ever. And the E diminished to B flat's going to be really easy once I get the chords down. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That one's really hard to transcribe to any other key and have it be meaningful because it's so minor and so haunting in D minor. But I do think that's the right path. It's just a practice problem.
I tell you what, Bruce, this song is a hit.
Anyway, so I wanted to share that epiphany about how bar chords work, and that I'd written in the key to how to play them into the thing at the top. And
Brilliant.
Then I hope I didn't accidentally put that box there forever, but
It means go here.
go here.
Are you playing that song with the metronome?
Not yet, because I can't play it smoothly enough. I have to be able to play through a song smoothly before I can metronome it.
Not true.
It's true for me. Metronome will just run away with me if I'm true. I've got to. No, I know. You can put the metronome down at 25 or whatever the minimum is, and then try and play it that way. Yeah, I accept that.
And then you already have the chord progression out, so you can literally play it in different speeds to make your brain get to that point. So, because what I hear when you play this is this. That's the hook, that's the meat of this song. For me, like your background bass player could bounce on that.
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yep, that'll be fun.
so much fun. It's a great song. Where did my
Okay, this one
browns
is.
go?
Same thing. I wrote all the melody notes out in the melody note block section. This one is Where Did My Brown Go? When I grew my goatee, it was brown, brown speckled with gray. Now the gray has washed across my face. The brown has gone away. Where did my brown go? This is entirely too much gray. The years, the tears, and the fears have taken my brown away. Sonya. I loved you when we were young. We raised our family. I love you still. I always will. Why did my brown have to flee? Where did my brown go? This is entirely too much gray. But the years, the tears, and the fears taking my brown away. Someday when I meet you in heaven, someday far from here, my goatee will be pure brown. You and I will be together, dear. Nice. Let my brown go. This is entirely too much gray. But the years, the tears, and the fears have taken my brown away. Where did my brown go? This is entirely too much gray. But the years, the tears, and the fears have taken my brown away.
Good job.
I've really enjoyed that song.
That's a good one. That's a great song for any age group.
Good. Good. So let's go back to the one I can't play. The Lord's Prayer.
It's not that you can't play it.
The one I can only play really slow.
I need you to turn on your metronome so that you can get angry at it and go, okay. Bah.
Oh my goodness. I can go, oh my goodness.
flat.
Yeah. So B flat is bar 6 in the E shape. Well, my metronome will only go down to 20.
And put it at 30. Hallowed be thy name. Our Father. Ooh.
Let's see if you can play it at 30. You're going to wait 10 minutes for it to come around to the first beat. Let's think about the measures on this one. So, stop.
For me, it's a bouncy song. I hear. Put it like. So you have strummy. I mean, chop it.
Yes.
So I'm doing a up, down, lift on the chords. So it's a off, down, off.
Oh. I'm having trouble fretting the right chords, and you're telling me do up down lifts on them.
It's because you already know, Bruce. It's already in there.
Our Father. What I'm trying to do is think about what the measures on this are. I think it's 2 full measures of D minor. And then 1 measure, it's basically 1 measure for each. 1 measure of B flat and 1 measure of F. So yeah, it's D minor, B flat, F. I probably ought to write out this solo version of this. One of the things I love about them using verses for solos and for the accompaniment with the solo is it actually tells you how many times they're repeating each chord. So you can basically translate that into how many they're. So like Our Father who art in heaven just says D minor. You don't know how many measures of D minor that is, right? Unless you knew the song.
Right.
But because they write it out in the solo and it says D minor, B flat, F, then you know, okay, that's 2 measures. That's 2 measures of D minor and 1 measure of B flat and 1 measure of F. Thanks. So I probably need to do that with this, is to give that aid. Our Father who art in heaven. So what tempo is this? 1, 2, 3. Our Father who art in heaven. So let's slow that down to about 8.
Singing or chord strumming.
Well, what I was trying to do is count Our Father who art, and then turn that into my foot going up and down. So I'm going to stop this a minute. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So I'm trying to do that because it's not the strumming, it's the chord changes. Once I get to the chord, I'm happy. But the Our Father who art in heaven. So I think I'm playing Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So I probably am playing it around 80 and we'll slow it down to 60. Let's try it at 60. Does that make sense?
We'll see.
Our Father who art... Yeah, that's still too slow.
Actually, that's pretty good. But to get your chord changes going...
Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed... No. Our Father who...
No. The way you're singing is right the first time.
I know, but not at this tempo. At this tempo, This takes 4 of these beats to get Our Father. Our Father, Father, who art in heaven, who art in heaven.
But Father is one eanda. Father.
Our Father, who
2
art.
beats.
I know, but I think that takes an even beat. Our Father, who art. No, you're right. It's Our Father, who art in heaven. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. So, 60, Our Father, who. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Still too. I have to speed it up to go slow enough.
Slower.
Our Father.
So, wait. So I can understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to figure out the count for the Our Father who art in heaven? Or are you trying to figure
Our
out
Father
how?
who is one bar. Our Father who. Our Father. So now I'm trying to sing that slow enough to sing along to the metronome. Our Father who.
So that's 5 counts. Because
Our
you're
Father who
that part.
art in heaven. That Our Father who's got to fit in one measure.
Yes. Our Father who.
Yeah. Our Father who art in heaven. So that's another measure. Our Father who. So I'm trying to get the Our Father who in 4 beats.
And
Our
that's
Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. That's still one off because the change is on the second beat. Hallowed be thy name, thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Gregarian chanting.
Yeah, that's the problem is trying to sing it to that beat. So slow. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's why I was speeding it up to 80 or so that it's not... because this normally would play at like 130, I think. But yeah, I'll work on it. But I do think you're right that the bar chord combinations are going to be easier once I get them down. It's just lack of familiarity. And probably it wouldn't hurt to just do D minor, B flat, F, D minor over and over again.
Yeah.
In fact, this song is, the arrangement is so repetitive because it's D minor, B flat, F, D minor, G minor, D minor, E diminished, F, D, Oh, the verses are different. I bet it wouldn't be that hard to get the chorus and the verse down, though, where I could play that as a whole sequence for practice, if you see what I mean. When you're just, not that I, uh,
Think less, play more.
yeah, yeah. I didn't think of a better thing up in this box to do with the G minor. G minor is normally an A minor on fret 3, but it's not that far a move to go from 6 back up to 3. But since the F is here in an A shape, the G would be right in front of it on the 7th fret in an A shape, but I'm not sure what shape would give me a G minor. I think a C minor shape, but there's not a great C minor shape. So how would you, what's an easy C minor is like this, right?
But do you want it to be down there on the 5,
Well,
6,
the
7, 8,
thinking
9,
was
10?
since all of them are in the 5th and the 6th fret,
Yeah. So let's go.
so
to,
if you could do the G on the 7th fret, but coming back to the 3rd fret isn't terrible. But I think I need a C minor shape. So let's talk about the C minor chord open, the C minor open chord. What's the best way to play a C minor?
Okay, just a thinking. You could play that on the 8th fret.
Yes.
5, 6, 7, 8. So.
Well, if I play a C shape on the 7th fret, that would be a G.
On the 5th string?
Well, the
So
C shape, yeah, the C shape is dependent on the G string, oddly enough. That there's an F there on the 6th fret of the G string. And so if you put a bar chord on the 5th with the C shape, then that gives you an F.
I need to make you bigger. I can't see what you're saying.
The C shape, let me stop sharing.
Oh, you're on the 5th. Okay, you're up in the top 4.
Because the C shape depends on an open C shape, oddly enough. If you're fretting 5, then you're moving down to 6 for the F. That where the F is in a C shape gives you an F shape, gives you an F chord.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
So then the question is, following my pattern, if I could do a C minor shape, then that should give me bar 5 G minor. I'd have to go to 6. I'd have to go here to get to G. So that should be a G major, if I made it prettier.
Lift that second finger.
Say that again.
If you're trying to do that into a minor, lift the second finger.
That's what I was thinking. And then that should be a G minor, right? So let's listen to that versus. And I should be I should be on the 7th in a C shape, not putting down. I'm not sure if that's the same chord and they just sound different because they're in different locations.
So the root is B. You're on the 7th fret, right?
I know, but because we're playing a C shape, we're interested in what's underneath our third finger, our second finger that we're not playing.
Yes.
What note is that? And so instead of it being a C, it's D, E, F, G down on the 8th fret. So if I bar 7, put a C shape, that gives me a G chord.
5, 6, 7.
If I take my C shape and I move it down 2, that's a D shape. Down 4, that's an E shape. 1 more is an F. 2 more is a G.
Wow.
So if I bar there and put a C shape,
Let's find out.
if I was
So,
better at borrowing it.
turn on
Oh,
your tuner.
turn on my piano tuner.
Yeah. Because I don't think that's a G. I think that's a B.
But are you making a C shape?
I'm making a C shape. Yes. Ooh, it's got new stuff. We want the tuner. Thank you. All right. So C shape, like a C chord.
A C shape, and I'm bar 7 because I'm interested in 8. I'm interested in the C shape on 8.
So your second finger sits on the.
Oh, it's a G. My piano tuner says it's a G.
Your. Okay.
So my bar is on the 7th. My second finger is on the 8th.
Second finger's on the 8th.
It's on the G string on the 8th.
Third string.
I'm sorry, it's on the B string on the 8th. B string on the 8th. Yeah, it's a G chord.
It is a G, yes. But why is it a G? What's in it?
I know, because that's the C shape.
Yes.
Because the C up here is a C. If you move that C down 6 times, D, E, F, G.
Yep. Good. Good.
And it continues that paradigm that I was telling you, that if you're looking at the E shape from the E string and the A shape from the A string, because the C shape is actually on the B string. So if you look at the note that you're on the B string in the C shape, then that's the chord.
I like it.
I know. It's predictive.
After a while, all of it, yes.
Yeah, the C shape's not the beautiful shape to play.
No, because it makes my pinky angry.
Oh, well, that's a practice problem.
I don't play in that. I don't play that shape.
Yep. Now you can. But I agree with your intuition, which is if you lift your second finger, that should be a G minor. My piano tuner says that's a good B. I must be on the wrong one. I'm 7. 7 playing the C shape. 7 playing the C shape is a good G. And if I lift my second finger, it says that's a good B. I don't know what it's thinking.
So it's
Because I want it to be, now let's see if it, it doesn't know G minor yet. It says G minor is a G. But you're right, that works exactly the same way. You're lifting your second finger in that shape. But I bet that only works on an E shape, not on a C shape. Which
yes.
brings me back to I went back to study this for, how would you play an open C minor? What's your favorite open C minor? None. I don't play a C minor.
Yeah, it's like C minor is B flat.
No.
Minor.
That's what I need to go back and catch up on is, what does a C minor look like on the guitar? And then try and emulate that shape.
That's funny. On the guitar tuner, it says C minor and C major are the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not.
Okay, so the C minor looks like, oh, it's messy, messy, messy. They're saying the best way to do that is just play an A minor on bar 3.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but I want to know what the open C minor is. So the open C minor is 3. It's 3, 4, 5, 5. So it looks like that. So the open C minor, let's bring the zoom back. So the open C minor, they're doing the same thing. They're barring 3 and just playing an A minor. So that's not really an open C minor. I'll have to go study that. But my intuition is if I could find the open C minor, then I could go bar 6 and play the G in that shape, and then it would be the G minor. We are past our time, though.
But it's theory. I love it.
Yes.
I
Yes.
totally
And so,
have always loved theory. Regular math makes no sense to me, but theory, I love theory.
okay. Well, your homework, if you prefer, is to practice your A shapes.
That's a weird. You're talking about.
Nobody's playing the bar chord A shape because there's easier ways to do that. But
Yeah.
but in this case, that got my F in the box, and so an F with the A shape makes good sense.
It's because when they're doing it, Bruce, they're playing the cheater version. They're using first finger and third finger and barring down. So fifth down, third down.
No, that's to do an A shape.
Yes. So you're
We're
A
doing a
shape.
C shape.
C shape.
Nobody's
doesn't-
doing a bar chord C shape because it doesn't come up. They'd rather play the F somewhere else.
Yeah, because it's easier to do.
But in this case, it kept it in my box if we do the F and an H. Oh, I unplugged my mic. No, I unplugged my headset. The mic should be working.
So when you're playing the F chord, you're not playing. You're not doing the A minor shape.
Not there.
Wait. See, B E.
If I were playing the
E,
F
F,
chord,
okay.
the F chord on the.
There it is. So it'd be the A shape, right? Ooh, hey, dirty.
Let me get my guitar back.
You're playing the A shape. Is
I'm
that what
playing
you're
the C
doing?
shape
C shape. Why? Let's see.
because I can bar 6 and play a C shape, and that's an F. Bar 7 and play the C shape, and that's an F. So your question was, so what do I got? Where do I have an F that's at the fifth or the sixth fret? So on the E, I'm in E, F, G, A. I'm at the A, so I can't play the F off the E. So if I play the F off the E, I'm going to get an A, and I can't play the F on the A string. I'm at A, B, C, D. So I could go to E, and F. So I could play the A on. I could play an A shape. That's too loud. Sorry. On the 8th, but that got me out of my box. Everything else is in 5 and 6. And look how beautiful this is. If I stay in 5 and do my F there, yeah, I got to play an A shape, which nobody likes, but it sounds good, and I got to move one finger to go to D minor.
Good cheat.
So for this song where you're going F to D minor, that's going to be much easier than coming down here to 8. That's my argument.
Everybody does what they want to do when they learn stuff. So good job. I like it. Thank you
So-
for your knowledge. I like
And now
it.
you have one example where someone would be silly enough to play a C shape away from the open.
It's not silly. I've seen people play 5 frets, and I'm like, what's wrong with you? That's too much. Why would you do that to your fingers? But they got like gorilla hands going. Like, no.
Yes. Yeah, you should have picked a different chord to go there.
They're just being, as my friend says, showing.
But the E diminished is necessary. And doing it with the bar on 6 keeps it in the box. So the only one that's out of the box is the G minor, which is up here at 3. But it's not really that hard to transition to go from 3 to 5. An E minor shape at 3 down to a minor shape at 5 because it's straight down. So I think that'll work.
Good song.
It's just the F. The trick to keep the F in place, so could go all the way back up here. It could go down to 8 and play the A. But if we play it with the D, then it comes right back in. And then that's the right one because it's the laziest one. That's what my guitar teacher taught me: is look for the laziest approach, because that's what the performers are doing.
For the easiest approach. Don't call it lazy. Call it easy.
Yeah, we're not passing any judgments. Look for the simple approach.
There you go.
Simplicity. Simplicity is best. So, anyway, thank you for your solos.
You're welcome.
Now you have a volume on that guitar, right? Because you're playing through.
Well, on my mixer, but the guitar, this little doodah is broken. And
oh no!
They wanted $200 to fix it, and I was, that's okay, I'll wait.
Yuck! How did it break? It just stopped.
The mechanism just stopped, like maybe 4 years after.
Yeah.
And
Bring it with you when you come to. Who told you the $200? The people that made it, or the luthier?
That was just my going and looking at pricing to replace it.
Oh, to pull that one out and put another one in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's bring it to my luthier up here and ask him if he can fix it instead of replace it.
That would be nice.
Because I bet there's just a wire in there that needs to be resoldered or something simple.
Yep.
And he's a regular guy that would work with you on something like that, where he'll just look at it and tell you if he can fix it or not. Over at Nadine's Music Manor.
This guitar is 10 years old. She's my baby.
Yay. Yeah, these guys I play with, they're like, oh yeah, I've got this D28 that I want to sell, but I've had it for 45 years.
Oh
and
wow.
So yeah, it's probably broke in by now.
It's probably broke in real good.
Yeah, this was another interesting. So keep your bass when you go to your van.
Oh yeah.
They said when you get too old to play the guitar because your hands are arthritic, you could play the bass.
That's right.
Which didn't make. I guess that's true. I mean, they wouldn't say it if it wasn't true, but I don't know what that says about the bass players.
All you got to do is play one string. You don't have to play
all
the strings at
once. You're not having to fret everything. You're just boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
There you go.
And learning to walk a box.
I'm going to hit stop